know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 How it all works.
Welcome to How It All Works, where we help you use live streaming to grow and engage your audience, funnel clients to your business, and establish yourself as a thought leader. We believe your live stream is your digital storefront because there's no better way to share your superpowers with the world than to let people experience it live. I'm Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, and I help small businesses, faith-based entities, and entrepreneurs simplify live video mechanics so they can shine a floodlight on their brand. We do this through how-to videos released once a week on Sundays, live video strategy, ebooks, masterclasses, coaching, one-on-one sessions, and courses. I'm a self-professed Jesus geek, former IT executive and missionary, and longtime broadcast engineer turned content creator and live video coach. And I'm passionate, extremely passionate about seeing people just like you achieve their live video goals. We invite you to join the How It All Works family by hitting that subscribe button right now. For updates, discounts, and giveaways, you're gonna wanna join our mailing list at kirkarnugent.com/sign up. Listen, live video is a golden opportunity for your business, your side hustle, or your passion project. Subscribe today and let's figure out how it all works. How it all works, family. What is good? I'm so excited that you guys are here with us today, man. Derrick Floyd is in the building. You saw us hanging out during the countdown clock. And I saw a little bit of a battle. A little bit of a battle there, you know. Kerwin came in, was like first. David Hunt was like, oh man. So we got a little bit of a battle in the comments already today. So I like that. I like that. Man, let me see what we got here. Let me check my comments real quick. What's up, Kirk? I see, man, I feel like I've been in front of you guys. Monitor came in yesterday, Kirk. Gotta love it. Oh, is that the external monitor, Kerwin? I love that. Love to hear that. Love to see that. That is amazing. Excited for you, brother. Hey, James Hicks is on the live. He says, what's up? What's up, James Hicks? Thank you so much for being with us, family. Let's dive into our announcements, because, you know, announcements are a thing. I got to make sure that we share with you guys what's going on. Listen, this past Friday, we did 30+ deals for your home studio. It was dope. I mean, listen, honestly speaking, yeah, somebody, was it James Hicks or was it somebody else? Somebody sent me a screenshot of me on the main page of Amazon. Like if you go to amazon.com/live, they sent me a screenshot of me on the main page. I had like something, I don't know, almost 100 people watching on Amazon on Black Friday, man. It was amazing. Like all of those metrics and numbers that you're supposed to get for a month time on Amazon, I blew all of them out in just the one live show because it was just that kind of a day. And then of course we went live today and we gave away 2 items. Darius O'Kane was one of our winners. He won the IK Multimedia lav mic. And then Winton Wilmot was one of our winners, and he won the Shure 215 SE215 headphones, the SE215 headphones. And we sent both of those out today. Those went out today. We had 2 winners today, and I still got more gear. So you got to make sure you come check us out. A lot of stuff happening on Amazon Live. This is the flyer for today's live. We did a bunch of unboxings. I fell in love with the MV51. It was a problem. It's a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do because it's not XLR, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's a problem. But yeah, definitely check us out on Amazon Live. A lot of things happening there. As you know, and you'll see a promo for this in the show today, remote production masterclass is coming up. December 12th, Sunday, December 12th, remote production masterclass. You've been learning how to live stream. You've been learning how to do all this stuff. These are skill sets that are marketable, skill sets that have legs. Like, let them run, right? Put a system around them and offer your services to your friends, your family, to others as a business. And let me tell you something. You want to learn all that stuff? You want to register for this class. Seats are limited, so definitely come on in and get in the building, get in the class. The book is still there. I'm actually in the process of putting the book on Amazon. Got some advice from some really good friends, some mentors, and they were like, Kirk, put the book on Amazon. So we're in the process of getting that done. Within the next few days or so, we're going to have that set up, and we got something else coming too. I don't know how many of you guys know we have the blog posted. The blog has been launched on the How It All Works page, howitallworks.com. You'll see blog at the top. So you want to check that out. But we have something else coming before the end of the year. Something else is coming. I want to make sure you guys are aware of that and you get a chance to take advantage of it as well. The live video masterclass is on the same page as the remote production masterclass for StreamYard. And you want to make sure, if that's something that you need to get into, make sure you get into it. Look, I'm wearing my gear today. It's hoodie season. It's hoodie season. fellas, watch out for your hoodies. A good friend of mine was like, his daughter stole his. I was like, dang, it's usually the wife. But he said his daughter stole his. So go ahead and grab yours, howitallworks.com/shop. Go ahead and grab yours, man. We got new content on the channel. Several things coming down the pike from StreamYard, from Ecamm, from all of the streaming platforms seem to have like a can of stuff. I see Carvins just came. Carvins is the friend I was talking about. He said his daughter stole his hoodie. But there's so many features coming down the pike, and we have videos coming up. This video was released maybe like 2 a.m. Sunday morning. This video that I'm not pointing at right now because it's on the other side of the screen. The video that I'm pointing at now was released 2 a.m. Sunday, and the StreamYard actually did the announcement for it Sunday evening. So we actually released it. Yeah, you come on and subscribe. Come on and make sure you're following so that you get advanced alerts of what's happening with these features, man. This is a video that is actually coming hotkeys. A good friend of mine, Oliver Marcel, the guy who makes my beats. Yeah, him. He actually just we're just talking about this same video today. This video will drop today, or I should say tonight, sometime like around midnight. It's scheduled already. I need to go look, but for my international folks, you guys will see it first. Unless some of you guys are up late, you might not see it. But man, next month on the show, we're gonna close out the year with a bang, man. You guys have seen these guys before. All three of them have been on the show before. They're no stranger to Convos and Collabs, no strangers to how it all works. So we're excited to be able to bring these guys back and have them come and hang out with you guys here. Robert Kennedy III, RK3, affectionately known as Pierre Quinn. Oh my goodness. If you don't know Pierre Quinn, please do yourself a favor. Go and check him out. Tawana Harris, it's so good to see you. Always good to have you in the building. Thank you so much for being here. And then, of course, Kimon Hines, business coach. His business is called Ideas to Life. He literally helps people birth these things. So love him, and somebody that I'm constantly working with. He's constantly sending people to me. He's like, yo, you need to get a live show. Go talk to Kirk. And I love that. I want to have him come through, talk about the impact of live streaming from his perspective as a business coach. Definitely want to make sure you're hanging out with us in the month of December. Yes. I see. We got a lot of people in the comments today. I love the comments going. In the month of January, I'm going to probably do a live stream just to kind of break down what's going to happen in January. So I'm not going to say a lot here, except to say, you guys know me, live video coach, live video marketing, live video strategy. Okay. Live video. That's the recurring theme there. This right here, the month of January, is what you have been waiting for, I think. So you're going to probably want to mark your calendars. These four, is it four? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 Mondays are going to be like a course itself. These 4 Mondays are going to be like a course itself. You're going to want to make sure you're in the place for these 4 Mondays. Trust me on this. Defining your brand, building community, automate, scale, monetize, organic partnerships and sponsorships. This is going to be where it's at. Definitely want to make sure you guys are aware of it and that you get a chance to take advantage of it. But man, listen, we had a good month, didn't we? We had a good month in the month of November. We're closing it out strong today with our guest, Derrick Floyd. And one of his quotes, and I love it. Being uniquely you is the best secret to building a successful YouTube tribe. Let me repeat that one more time. Being uniquely you is the best secret to building a successful YouTube tribe. Trust me, family, we are in for a good one today. Hope you have your pen and paper ready. And as soon as our intro video is done, we will have Derrick Floyd on the screen. Let's go. Yes. What? We are here, man. Listen, it's been a long time coming. You know, the old Sam Cooke. It's been a long time coming, but I am excited that we have Derrick Floyd with us on the show, How It All Works. Derrick, how are you today?
Man, can I say what's good, fam? Because there's a lot of folks out there that are checking us out today. But most importantly, what's good with you, man? Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, I am excited to have you on the show. And what's good with me is this is the season, man. I always tell people,
Yeah.
man, fourth quarter, right? Fourth quarter is
Yeah.
when the game is made, man.
Come
Fourth
on now.
quarter, how are you going to finish the game? How are you going to finish strong? How are you going to set up so your next game, your next year is that much more epic? Fourth quarter, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
People who
man.
can launch things
Yeah.
in fourth quarter. Look, listen, why are you asking me questions? You're going to get me started. If you can launch something in fourth quarter, family, listen to what I'm saying. If you can launch something in fourth quarter, you're guaranteeing yourself some success in the next
Yeah,
year.
man.
The,
Yeah, man.
the success for your New Year's resolution happens in the fourth quarter. All right, I'm done.
No.
I'll
Wait,
leave you guys
wait a
alone.
minute, Kurt, tell him fourth quarter's all about momentum.
Momentum.
If you can get the inertia behind what you're doing for fourth quarter, it will carry you into first.
Talk
But
about
you
it.
gotta
Coefficient
you
of
gotta have a
friction.
ball in your hand.
Come on.
You gotta have a
come
ball
on,
in your hand to
come
throw the
on.
fourth quarter. If not, you missing it. Help them
Man,
out, Kurt.
fourth
Help them
quarter.
out.
Listen, fourth quarter, first quarter, folks are still stretching. They're still warming up. No. If you could
Nah,
take
kid.
fourth quarter energy into first quarter, oh boy.
Come on.
Listen,
Come on.
Derrick, we gotta make sure because if we get started,
Yeah, we're
it's
gonna be
over.
long. They got to turn us off like the old preacher. Man, you got to sit down. You've been too long today.
You've been too long. You've been too long.
Come on.
Listen,
Come on.
I know you. And I have
Yes.
been able to experience the greatness that is Derrick Floyd, but I want you to take a moment and just share with people a little bit about who you are. Now, we're not necessarily talking about your live stream or content creator story just yet, but I want people to kind of know who is Derrick Floyd, right? Take a second and take us through that.
Come on. No one likes to talk about themselves, right? So I'll just keep it super easy, super sweet. I'm a confessed Jesus freak like you. Me and God, it's all this about that first and foremost. Family man, wife, kids, taking care of the crew. And, at the end of the day, it's all about being creative. I used to be a worship leader at my church before. I got here. I attend Elevation Church right now here in North Carolina. What's up, Elevation? Pastor Stephen, going up.
Come on.
And, and now it's all about leading other men. I have a men's group I take care of every Tuesday. So if you're looking for a spot to come to and get encouraged with a lot of men, I got you on Tuesday nights. And then it's about this amazing content creator world we've entered into. And it lets me get the message out. I feel like everybody has something to say. They're just not sure how to say it. And with this content creator world and what we do now we found a vehicle to release the message of whatever God put in you, whatever your thing is. Everybody's thing is different. So whatever your thing is, this live world that you talk about, that you help us get involved in, that's where the vehicle is to get it out. So
come on, man. Man, that is absolute gold. That is absolute gold, man. I'm a big fan of Elevation. I call myself unofficial member of you know what I'm saying?
You wanted an E-fam, bro. You wanted an
listen,
E-fam. Come on, E-fam.
I be on that thing regular, man. Regular.
On,
I know
E-fam.
the theme songs. I know the whole thing, man. The grow groups, all that stuff, man. But that is amazing, man. That is amazing. When we ask that question, we get a chance to really hear from people what really makes them tick, right? What really is the driving motivation and the force behind what we get a chance to see. And that's why I love starting off with that question. Really sets the tone. Because I mean, once you say you're, Jesus freak, I call myself a Jesus geek. But listen, however you want to slice it, we know that there's a kindred spirit that's there already. That's already knitting things together. So absolutely amazing. And I love that. I absolutely love that. I love that. I like
unashamedly Jesus geek.
Unashamedly. I love that. I like your t-shirt too. I don't know if anybody heard me say that before.
One of my boys sent me this shirt. I don't know who you're talking about, but I just thought you might want to see.
I don't know.
I thought you might want to appreciate that.
I do. I really do. And listen, let me tell y'all, that's the shirt of the month. He's got on the shirt of the month right now. And I'm going to tell you how it works. I'm going to tell you how it works again. If you buy a shirt from pressandsew.com/HIAW or howitallworks.com/shop, either one's going to take you to the same space. But if you buy a shirt, you will get that shirt this month for free.
Oh,
if you buy a shirt,
I would have my boys buying shirts. Like what?
Every month there is a shirt, and nobody knows what it is until somebody shows up on the show. You see how that goes? So there is a shirt, and then people are like, well, let me wait and see what the shirt is. So this is the shirt. And if you want that shirt, your live stream is your digital storefront, then you're going to want to make sure to buy something this month so that they can throw that joint in. Anyway, let's get back to our thing here, man. My second question for you, and I'm moving here because I know we have somewhere to go. We want to make sure that we get people not only into the after party. If you haven't gotten your tickets, go ahead and grab your tickets right now. buymeacoffee.com/KirkR Nugent. It's scrolling on the bottom of the screen. You can do two things at once. We believe in you. But here's the question. Here's second question to Derrick is, what's your live streaming / content creator story? Listen, you're in the space. We could see you. I mean, your camera is dope. Yeah. It's clean, clear. Your studio looks amazing. We see other equipment around there as well.
You see, I got my vibe from you, so I'm just leaning on you.
I'm not hating on the colors, man. The colors are dope tonight, man. And then of course, I'm using some of the gear that you may be familiar with. People are going to want to know how do you approach this whole live streaming thing? From what perspective? Do you have a show? How did you get started doing that? How did you get started in content creation? And then, of course, what is your unique vantage point? Share with us a little bit of some of those things, Derrick.
I got you, man. Number one, again, I just want to say thank you for having me, for being a part of the show, and I appreciate what you do and why you do it. And those that come to the show, make sure you get in and you lock in, you engage, because this guy is dropping knowledge. And a lot of times, stuff he's dropping for you that's free is worth way more money than you paying for it. So be conscious of wisdom, because it feels like it's free, but it's not. So make sure you take that in, because he's giving some good stuff. So
I'm about to hit the clap button on the Roadcaster. It's like, man, this guy's going for it already. Go ahead.
No, man. Live stream or content creator world. I jumped in about a year and a half ago. I had moved from Florida to North Carolina. Like I said, I was a previous worship leader and got here in North Carolina. And I thought I was going to jump back into leading worship at Elevation. I applied and the whole nine thing. And God was like, nah, not right now. I'm like, what? I'm a singer, songwriter. I'm that guy. I'm a creative. So I just immediately thought I'd fall into that, but that was not the case. So when God pulled my chain back, he said, I want you to do something different. I want you to express and lead in a different way. I'm like, oh, no, come on. I'm the singer guy. He's like, no, we're going to do something different for a minute. So he's like, I want you to do video. I'm like, what?
Okay.
But at the same time, for my job, which is, of course, we're going to give shout to IK Multimedia. IK in the house. Are you out there, IK Multimedia?
Come on. Let's hear it. Put some IKs in the chat.
Come on, IK in the chat. IK Multimedia in the chat. Put iRig in the chat. Come on.
iRig in the chat. Come through with the iRig family.
That's what's up. So I was working with them I've been with them almost 20 years, man. So we've been making great products that are easily accessible, easily affordable, and help you get sound or help you be creative with whatever you have in your hand, whether it be a phone, iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Mac, and PC.
Nice.
And God was like, I want you to do this video thing. And it just happened to be that we make all these products that help you do what I'm supposed to do, which, when God throws something in your path, sometimes it's just like it's already mapped out. Stuff's like there when you get there that you need along the path kind of thing.
That's my story.
So here we are. I'm going, content, go on film. He goes, well, I made you to be a presenter, because what I do for IK Multimedia, I'm the account manager, so I manage a lot of the larger accounts for us, but I'm also the product specialist, the presenter for people. So I'm the one that gets up in front of a stage at a trade show and says, good afternoon, my name is Derrick Floyd, IK Multimedia, here to talk to you about the incredible iRig. I'm that guy, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So he's like, I need you to take that skill set, and I need you to talk to my people about the 3 things I want them to be, which is my mission for my channel, which is be uplifted, stay encouraged, and live inspired. That's my vibe.
Got it.
Live inspired, not just live, but live inspired. Like, there's a difference in that space.
Yeah.
So I started talking about that stuff, on an iPhone and no microphone. I just start putting it on, because you don't know what you don't know till you don't know, right?
That's so true. So true.
So that was 18 months ago, and now here we are. Almost 2 years, and I'm 20 away from 2,000 subscribers now, and people are enjoying what's happening. And I've branched out to different segments on the show, just like you do, and it's just been a blessing to be able to bless people.
Man, that is amazing. Talk to me about that first episode, though. I don't want to go too far down the weeds, but talk to me about that first episode, right? I mean, because this is one of the things I do. I get the privilege and opportunity to kind of walk people through this process. And there are some folks who they see people and they think, I need to be where they are in order to get started. And they don't realize, they don't recognize that some of us went live in a private Facebook group with no members, with a mask on our face for 2 weeks before we ever did anything for anybody to see. So talk to us about that first episode. But right as you get ready to do that, let me just shout out my guy, Monty Weaver, who's in the chat. That's my dude. Monty Weaver. Good family. Thank you so much for coming through. But yeah, talk to us about that first either show or live stream, or just talk to us at that first outing. Talk to us.
I filmed something on my iPhone and I was in a room big as a shoebox, right? No lighting. It was all dark, like somebody had no lights on. It was like, okay, I'm just here. Hi, my name's Derrick Floyd. I want to talk to you about. I think I hid the video. It's still up there somewhere, but no one can see it right now.
Wow.
And it was just talking about being inspired about what you want to do about your passions. And it started from that one space. And at first it was like, let me throw a video up and get all my friends to watch it. Hey, I made this video. Come check it out. And most of your family and friends, you got your cousin them. Cousin apostrophe them. Cousin them. They'll watch stuff. See, we here, right? So cousin them will watch. But then you go, okay, what if I want to get this message out? I want to do better,
Oh my goodness.
And like you said, it's like you think you have to be everybody else's thing.
Yeah.
But you and I have learned a long way that it's all about your authenticity of your message and who you are.
Ooh.
People will gravitate to that as long as you're being authentic.
Let me tell you. So first of all, let me say this. We have a question for you guys in the chat, but I'm going to pivot here just slightly for my audience, everybody that's watching right now. Talk to us in the chat a little bit. Tell us about your first video or your first live stream or whatever, in terms of content creation, live streaming, live video, whatever it is. Talk to us about that first outing. Give us a sentence or two about that. And I'm going to share mine as well. Right. So Derrick has shared his, and I want to share with you. I started doing, YouTube was just a placeholder. I would put videos there so that it could be put on my website for our family blog, right? And so family members and friends would sometimes come and check it out and stuff like that. We were living in South Africa at the time. Most of the followers of the channel know that we moved to Huntsville, Alabama from Pretoria, South Africa. That's another story for another time. Get at me in January. I'm gonna give you some more of that.
You'll tell that on my channel. Yeah, you say that for your
come check us out. Yes. But one of the things that I used to do, let me see. To make a long story very short, I needed to lose weight. And my wife and I decided to do the Insanity Challenge. Anybody know Sean T? Sean T is a monster. And so he came out with this challenge. It's a 60-day challenge. First 30 days was one set of workouts. The second 30 days was another set of workouts. And so me and my wife decided we're going to take the challenge. And in order to be accountable, I decided I was going to vlog my way through the entire challenge. I see Carmen's Julian's is saying, I remember that. I decided I'm going to vlog my way through the entire challenge. And so 60 days, 60 videos. And let me tell you, something, right? Not many people are going to be able to tell you this. Those videos are still there. They're all on this. If you're watching on YouTube right now, all those videos are on this channel right now. Wow. So I did the 60-day challenge, and some of them would be like time lapses of me doing the actual workout. Some of it was it's like a before, and then I'd come back to the camera after, all sweaty. I am definitely bigger because I'm literally 40 pounds less right now. As you see me, I'm like 40 pounds less right now, and I still have some poundage to lose, but because of the COVID-19. But anyway, that's a whole nother. But the point is, I put up those videos because my purpose in putting the video up wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm going to show people how to create video. It was, here is me being accountable to this process. Like I need to lose this weight, and me being accountable is what caused me to put the videos up. And then it actually became fun. It was like, oh, I have content to record. And let me tell you, there is muscle memory that I developed in that season of recording a video a day that I still use in my content creation today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's the point of the story. That's the point of the story. That's the point I wanted to get to. Steve Worthy says, "What's going on, Kirk? Kirk, amazing time with Amazon earlier today. What's going on, Derek? Good to see you." Steve Worthy again says,
Worthy in the
man,
house. You make me worthy, brother. That's what's up. Worthy in the house.
Worthy says, and I'm hoping others are going to come through too. Worthy says, "My first real stream. Mistake number 1, I was using Wi-Fi, not Ethernet. Video was so spotty. Number 2, violent storms cut out the internet. LOL. Listen, that this is a safe space. You can share these things in this space. Okay, that's what I want to say to you. But man, so we have that one story from Steve. I'm hoping that others will share theirs as well. And so you kind of hear mine. And I know some of you are probably leaving right now to go and check out those old videos on the channel. Don't do it now. Go check them out later. They're all there though. But man, listen, the thing that I love about, being able to look back, and my kids and I do this even with, with the current show, How It All Works. We go back and we watch the first season where we were doing things differently. I'll say it that way. And it's a learning curve. I still look back at those shows and I write down things that I can tweak, but I'm also always amazed by the content. Talk to us, Derrick, a little bit about the content piece, right? Because you talked about it. You said that authenticity. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you talked about authenticity, and so Steve is talking about, having this thunderstorm and having Wi-Fi and not on Ethernet. And so things were a little shaky, but the content, talk about the content a little bit, Derrick.
Well, man, you and I have walked this a couple of times, and I say it all the time. It's about the passion that's in you, what your message is. If you're trying to jump on to follow some trend, or you're trying to be like TikTok, or trying to follow somebody else's vibe, that's not authentic, and that's going to show. And it doesn't matter what kind of camera you have, or what your lighting looks like, or it doesn't matter what your set looks like. All that nonsense is irrelevant if your content isn't authentic, if it's not coming from a good space, if it's not coming from a place where you want to help someone, or as Diana says, you want to be a service to others. If it's not coming from that space, it probably won't land. You may get some TikTokers that'll run by and check you out, but you're going to get found out if it's not authentic. And that's just, and as you build your tribe, you want to build your tribe slow. You don't want to go buy subscribers or go buy viewers. You want a tribe that's going to be able to relate to you, and that you relate back. And not only are you sharing, but they're sharing back with you. You get just as much engagement and talk with them than you do to them. So you don't want to just, make that thing happen and buy it. You want to really build a community with the people that you talk to. That's most important in my eyes.
Man, you said a mouthful right there. And I'm hoping that, it's resonating with some folks. I'm hoping that some of you are seeing yourself in what is shared. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. And I love that hashtag, Steve Worthy. Build your tribe slow. That's that. Listen, Derrick might need to go put that on a t-shirt. Build your tribe slow.
I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt from Press and Slow out there. We got you.
Walter Jeanette says it this way. He says, I'm cooking brisket, right? And,
Come on now.
Cooking brisket, meaning this is not a rushed job.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to leapfrog any of the steps. Because I want the end product to be marinated. I want it to be well smoked, well done. I want it to be aged and cured because I'm cooking brisket. We're talking about hamburger. We're not talking about a flip it, press it down, flip it again, press it again, put it on the bun. We're talking about brisket. And maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're not a brisket person. But what we're simply saying is, you don't want to skip any parts of the process. Yeah. Because the process allows your tribe to grow organically. And it's what you always see with folks who don't get a chance to grow organically. There are things that I told you about muscle memory that I developed back in those times when I was doing videos for my vlog. But there are things that you didn't get a chance to learn or cultivate or hone, right? Learning the craft. You don't get a chance to do that part, right? As you leapfrog some of these steps. Yeah. And so that process, you never want to skip that process. I love what you said there, Derrick, man. Listen, David Hunt says, can you do veggie brisket?
That cooks a little faster, but you can work that out.
Veggie brisket is like 20 seconds in the microwave. But listen, I'm going to throw this question up here on the screen for our audience, because I think this is a great time for us to really, probe the audience once again. I love what Steve Worthy is saying. In my training, I talk about being what? A crock pot, right? Being crock pot leaders versus microwave leaders. Same thing for your tribe. I love that. I love that, Steve. I love that comment, Steve. That is gold. And I want to pose this to our audience. Talk to us in the comments. Let us know, what your response is for this one. Do you have a core message? Right?
Yeah.
We talked about this in the beginning. Derrick brought this up, but do you have a core message? If you do, what is it? Do you have a core message? And if so, what is it? Do you have a core message that you want to share with the world? You see, now I'm putting another caveat on it.
Come on now.
If so, what is it? Some people hear the term want to and they don't resonate. Some people hear the term called to, purposed to, driven to. Maybe that comes down your aisle a little bit closer. But however you flip it, what is your core message that you need to share with the world? And, and if you have that core message, we want you to share that with us in the chat. Kerwin Bornell says, well seasoned and slow cooked. I love the analogy. It's definitely hitting home here, man. But man, you've talked about, can you give us just a quick breakdown of Beautifully Now and what that title means and what that core message is all about, Derrick?
Well, from the get-go, I always felt like I'm a very be in the now present person, like live in the present. And when I think about the now moment, when you take a second and kind of break it down, the now moment is the most beautiful moment you have, because you've already passed what you've passed. You've made it past those mistakes. You haven't got to tomorrow. It's not promised yet. But if you can be present in the now that really matters, and you take advantage of that space, it can be the most beautiful moment you've ever had, ever, if you're really engaged with it. People get up in the morning thinking about tomorrow, and they haven't even taken a breath yet. They go to bed feeling like what happened yesterday. And they're missing on the fact that they're laying in a comfortable bed with their spouse next to them. Their bellies are full, gas in the car, food in the fridge. They miss now. And how often do we miss how beautiful now is? And that's what my channel is all about. My subscription, my title is simple, Beautiful Now. It's just uplift, encourage, inspire. But I've wanted to broaden that, and you'll start seeing this more. It really is be uplifted, stay encouraged, and live inspired.
Ooh.
That's what it is. If you can live inspired, that changes your whole perspective about your life. Everything is different if you can live inspired. It's a whole nother world. So that's where my message is coming from, and everything should narrow in that space. Man,
listen, and this is the thing. So as people are putting stuff in the chat, I'm going to grab those in just a second. But one of the things I find interesting, Derrick, is that there is no class that takes people through defining, refining, and fine tuning your core message. There's no right. I mean, so we had to take English in first grade, second grade, third grade. We had to take English in high school. We had to take English in college, and the official language of this country is English.
Yes, sir.
But ain't nobody teaching about purpose.
Nobody.
Ain't nobody teaching about core message. Like what you just shared right there is the umbrella under which everything you do, public, private, in the business space, in the faith-based space, everything can fit right underneath that umbrella. And it's like a true north. It's like a compass. It guides you. It's like what you could just put things through that framework and say, this doesn't fit because this is what I know for me to be. That is something that I find to be missing as well. From not just from our lives, but specifically from content. And I love what Steve Worthy says here, right? So Steve says authenticity has no competition.
Ooh, that's so good. Tell him, Steve. Tell him, Steve. Go on, preach. Go on, preach,
authenticity
Steve.
has no competition. Ooh.
No competition, man. You on competition but yourself. Come on.
Yeah, one of the things I said last week was, we've done a lot on the technical. We've talked to you about overlays and, dialing in your lighting and your audio and your sound and making sure that you're plugged into, you have your checklist and your run sheet and your show flow, and you have your routine, and, you're doing push-ups before you go, whatever. We've talked about all of those pieces, but one of the things that we talked about last week, and we're, of course, sharing with you now, that is a critical component of any content you create, anything that you want to put out there, specifically live, is you, right? Your authentic self. And I'm loving what we've been able to talk about and to share in this conversation thus far. And that actually leads us to another question. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anybody's comments in the meantime. But this is the question to you, Derrick, that I want to pose. So this is the juggling act on the second part of this question. But how does live streaming help me to share that message, right? So I have this message. You saw Steve Worthy, authenticity has no competition. That's an amazing, an amazing message. But how does live streaming help you to share that message? And for those who are, on that seesaw right now, trying to figure out the balance between, right, should I focus on my content, or should I focus on my look and feel? Should I focus on the aesthetics? Should I focus on my studio? Should I focus on my format? Hone in my core message? What do you share with those people? Let's talk about of course, the first piece of that question, which is, how does live streaming help you share that core message?
I think the very first thing, and I've been hearing more and more and more about it as I've hung with our content creator community, which is amazing. Shout out to our community, Alicio, James Hicks, all the cats out there that are just so fire. Steve Worthy, there's so many great people. Diana Gladney, there's just a team of us out here. That live streaming lets you connect to other people. When it's just you and a camera, it's just you and a camera. But once you hit go live, then there's someone else on the other end that's hearing your message. You're able to exchange ideas. You're able to grow with that person, and you're able to connect and be involved. So whatever your message is, especially if you have a business, or you're trying to get your message out with whatever you're doing on your own YouTube blog, or if you're just starting something out and you want to deliver that message out, live streaming is probably the fastest way for you to get immediate information about what you're doing with your subject. And you'll grow up real quick. The more you live stream, people will either be nice or not nice. Help me out, Kirk. They'll either be nice,
absolutely,
or they can be foul. But you'll learn how to craft your message by going live rather than just doing it at home with you in the camera. That's the first thing for sure.
You know what's wild is, one of the things we used to say, I still do to an extent, is let's figure it out together. That was like the sub tagline for how it all works. It's like, how it all works, let's figure it out together. And one of the things reason why that was such a big thing for me was it's actually the sum total. It's not just the person that's like me and Derrick are on camera, but David's in the comments, Steve's in the comments, Bob's in the comments, Kerwin's in the comments, right? Kanik's in the comments, Winton's in the comments. It's a larger conversation. And so, I mean, you saw Steve's comment a second ago, authenticity has no competition. That shapes the end product. That shapes what the end experience is for everyone. So it isn't just what we have to share. It's actually everything, right? It's all of the different pieces of the puzzle that come together that make up the entire show, that make up the entire experience, right? Sure. And that is how it all works. I hate to put it that way, but that's exactly,
that's what's up.
but that's 100%. How it all comes together. And so what Derrick is saying is so spot on. It is that, that amalgamation, that mashup, that mixing bowl of the recipe items and ingredients that make up this meal. And that meal is what we're all consuming, and we all get a chance to go away different and better in some cases because of it. So good what you had to share there. But I do want to catch this other piece, because this is a recurring question for a lot of people.
I was going to answer that. Should you focus on the content or the look?
Yeah.
My very first thing is I won't say content. Should I focus on the message first? Because you're building a content around the message. So take your step back a few steps and say, is my message right? If what I'm saying is relevant, do people need to hear this? Is it serving someone else? Perfect your message and your content will follow. But if your message is
Mm.
whack, your content will be whack. Help me
That's
out,
it.
Kurt. If your
That's
message
it.
is
That's
whack,
it. That's it.
you know, then your content will be whack.
You
But
can't redeem it.
you can have the best cameras and the production value will be off the chain. And people will be like, that dude is raggedy. And then we'll keep going. Because
Yeah, they
this
will.
is a swipe world. Swipe left, swipe
Gone.
right. If you don't hold them and your content's not right, they will swipe you off. Help me out, Kurt.
Hey man,
They will
listen, that
swipe
I
you
say that
out.
all the time, man. Your
You know?
camera quality, your lights, all that stuff, it's just to stop the scroll. Your
It's it.
content is what keeps them. Your content.
Your message will make it right.
That's it. That's
Now,
it.
now
That's
don't get
it.
me wrong. It's always good to do something in excellence. So as you
Oh yeah.
grow and as you want to broaden what you look like and on the screen, and people will notice you more. Yes, of course you want to have a new camera or better lighting, and it would be more effective of you to learn from people that are out there, like a Kurt, like an Alicio, like a James, just like a Steve Bordet, to say, hey, these are the things you need to do, because there's plenty of free content out there to teach you how. And you don't have to spend a bunch of money to do it, but do the best with what you have too. Don't go spend your grandma's money on some
That's right.
camera that you know she didn't give you that for. You can use
Ooh.
when you can use your phone and get a nice little light and learn how to set it up right, and you look just as good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't go chase the equipment, because that's not going to make you better.
No, it isn't going to make you better. And what I will say is that great equipment really help to enhance people who have a real ability and knowledge of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
equipment only serves to enhance those that have no clue what they're doing, that they don't know what they're doing.
That's
and,
so
and
true.
listen, I want to
So
grab this
true.
comment from Steve. Steve, man, you doing it now. You're doing it now. Steve says, content is king, but audio is queen. And you know women run things. So you got to have that audio right. I always tell people, you want to make the sound investment. People always ask, Kirk, I'm at a point now where I'm ready to make an investment in my live video journey.
Yeah.
What should I start with? I say, you always want to make the sound investment. The sound investment,
true.
right? So
It's true.
no, I'm with you, Steve. I'm with you,
Steve. I'm with you, Steve. Worthy you in the house.
Audio is queen. I love that one. Content is
Yes.
king. Audio is queen. That is amazing.
Exactly.
That is amazing. Listen, I'm excited about the answer you shared. I think it really helps people to get some perspective. There's just, at the end of the day, one of the things I like to share with people is there is a never-ending pursuit of understanding who you are that every one of us should be on. Right? I call it earning a PhD in you.
Come on now. Love that.
But that the problem is, so somebody will look at a Derrick and say, man, okay, I'm going to follow in his footsteps. But Derrick is not following someone else. Derrick's looking inward and trying to understand himself through the lens of all the things he just shared, right? He talked about who he is. Talked about being a Jesus freak and Jesus geek, and talked about these things that are his core messages. So he's looking inside to figure out who that is, because he wants to share that uniquely, specifically, unadulteratedly with the world. That is the thing to mimic. The thing to mimic isn't, let me get that light, or let me get that camera, or let me get that mic. The thing to mimic is, let me look inward. What is it that I have to offer? This is why I say in my tagline, there's no better way for people to experience your superpower. To be clear, the reason why I use that isn't because it's some kryptonite based thing. It's the reason why I use that is because it's inside. People's superpowers were not always apparent to those walking around them. Clark Kent would just walk right past you and you wouldn't think anything of it until you saw him lift up a building with one hand. His superpower only came out because he knew who he was.
Yes.
And so your superpower can only come out if you know who you are. And in some instances, whose you are. And that right there is the real crux of the message. You wouldn't want to talk about, should I do? No. Learn you. And when you learn you, you know what you will have to offer to the world. That's amazing. That's amazing, man.
And I'm gonna curtail it just by saying,
please do.
How many people grow up not knowing themselves, and they hit 40 and 50, they make the same mistakes over and over again, trying to duplicate something they saw without really knowing who they were the whole time. And what they had was gold, but they never took the time to dig deep enough to find it. They wanted that surface high, that surface gratification, that surface thing that everybody wants to feel good about for the day. but going deep takes a minute. And then once you really go in there and get it, the gold is there, but you got to want it and you got to take the time. Jesus said, sit still and know that I'm God. You're going to have to sit still for a minute and really dig that space to really figure out who you are. It's not going to come you figure out in 5 minutes or even a couple of weeks. So take you a minute.
Yeah. You know, if we keep going on this analogy, we're going to be in trouble. But something else just jumped in my mind, and I'm like, okay, Kirk, you're going to need to make a note of that because that's really good. Your boy Steve Worthy says, I love that, Kirk. Never-ending understanding of who you are. Love that, dude. I couldn't agree more. Steve Worthy comes back again. Oh, by the way, they're trying to get you to 2,000 subscribers. I see David Hunt is doing his great work in the comments. Thank you so much.
Come on, I need 20. I need 20, y'all. So
20 more. 20 more gets him across the line, family. And he put the link is there. David put the link in the comments to his YouTube channel. So we want to make sure we get him across the line. Shoot. But this is the one I want to share here. Steve Worthy says, Kirk, in quotes, your superpower will only come out when you know who you are. Hey man, listen, sometimes I have to read it back for myself because I'm like, wait, is that what was happening there? No, but listen, we have a final question, and then we want to see. I don't think you guys have any questions. We're just having this great conversation here together. I love that. You can mimic the aesthetic, Kerwin says, but the delivery has to come from deep within the heart. Ooh, that's good.
Amen. One more time.
Winton, that's good. Wow.
Oh, and let me echo that. You can put pastors on the stage that act like each other, but from what comes from within are the ones that reach you.
Yeah.
Because you see people trying to copy all these other pastors, but the people that's got something different. Come on, man. He just said it. He just put it on Front Street. So listen, I'm gonna do a video about it. You're gonna see one in the next week and a half. You're gonna see one on my channel. Life hack. It's gonna be there.
I love this. I love this because this is how life is lived and how life is experienced. The reaction or reflection points that we're sharing on screen, you guys are also having them in the comments. I mean, what Winton and Steve and David have been sharing, absolute gold. We couldn't have had this conversation without you guys. I absolutely love what we have going on here. So and I love that we are boosting. But let me just say this. This is just a quick side note. If you're going to subscribe to my man, Derrick Floyd's channel, I hope that you're going to watch, because subscribing and not watching will hurt him. Oh man, that's a whole
hit the gray bell, man, so you know it's coming.
That's a whole sermon in of itself. Subscribing and not watching will hurt. Oh boy, I'm going to leave y'all alone. But this is our final question, Derrick. This is our final question right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Okay.
Because I mean, I want us to jump into this one, but I also want to hear from our audience as well. But why does live video have so much of a greater impact than other methods of engagement? Okay, like, why does seeing me do my thing live do that? Like, why does it have that? I'll give one example right before you give your answer. This is an example. I was doing a live stream for a client, and he had about 6 or 7 people in this 2-hour conference, a financial conference. They were talking about all kinds of things: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, investments, real estate, all this stuff. But one guy was a financial advisor, so he comes on there, Asian gentleman, older guy, definitely been around the block a time or two and then some, and he was just kind of off the dome answering a question. Just one question. He was only on the live show for about 20 minutes. But in that 20-minute section, there was a question asked, and he was able to answer that question. And in his answering of the question, about 5 people in the chat were like, give me his contact information. I need him to manage my money. 5 people. They were like, he's a financial advisor? Okay, give me his contact information. I need him to manage my money. Why does that happen? Why is that such a deep impact on people when they see you do your thing live? Why does it have that visceral response? Talk to us, Derrick.
let me go 2 ways. Number one, everybody views the same thing differently. So if I'm watching a message and I'm engaged with that message, I'm going to receive what I need from that message differently than someone else will. My perception will be different. Right. So when it becomes a live breathing thing, if I'm watching something stagnant, I can't see that person's emotion. I can't feel where they're engaged. I don't see their inflection. I'm not a part of the process. But when it's live and a message is coming, it's just like when you watch a message from church live and you're involved, even though you're not there, you're still completely engaged with it. You're pulling from what your spirit needs from that space. You're pulling what is only for you, even though the message is for everybody. You're getting what you need from it when it's live. It's completely different. It's a different way of engaging. And then secondly, I really think when you're able to speak back to the person who's speaking and be involved in the process and actually let you feel seen. A lot of people out here are lonely and tired and desperate and scared and and they all just want to be seen. They all want to be heard. And when you're in a live moment like we are now, talking to the people that are on the screen, they're being heard right now. Their opinion matters. It's live. They're feeling seen. And that does something for you here. And when that person can feel seen and connect to your product, that product is out the door. It is going to be selling like crazy. Whatever you're selling. I don't care if it's gym shoes or chapstick. I don't care. If that person feels connected to it and they can pull from that thing and it's relevant to them, it's gone. So there's a connection that happens with live that doesn't happen anywhere else. So that's my explanation.
Man, you said it so well, and what's funny is, again, the comments have lit up now, right? So where people were a little bit quiet before, now it's like, right? So when Living Water, go ahead and grab this comment for us. Read this comment for us from Living Water. You see that one there from Living Water?
I can't see it on my side. You go ahead and send it to me.
Oh, okay. If on your side, if you click there's a little what do you call that little chat icon? If you click that, it's gonna come out.
Oh, I didn't even see that right there. Look at that. I've been looking, going, "Where's everybody at? I can't see."
Yeah. So if you look there, there's a comment from Living Water right below Steve Worthy's comment. She says there is a difference. This is Geraldine. There's a difference between
sharing information like a computer and sharing knowledge based on experience. I completely agree.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And then Kerwin says, "You can't fake live. Kirk, the audience will see right through you. Love that.
People will see
listen, because I do a show with a guy every morning, right? Not every morning, but 4 times a week. So Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do this show. He is a finance expert, author of the book called The Pill Method. And that actually, he's the client that I bought this for, right? This is what I bought this for, because he's streaming to Clubhouse as well. And people, every morning, people come on the stage or come onto the chat and they are asking him questions that he was not prepared for, and he knocks it out of the park. He knocks it out of the park. You're so right, Kerwin. You cannot fake live. You cannot fake live. Yeah. Steve Worthy's like, Kirk, you have to share your Jeff Bezos story.
I don't know this story. What?
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna share it in a second. Let me get 1 or 2 more of these comments here real quick. Let me see here. Kerwin says live lets the audience see and feel the passion of the message. Oh, that's good, Kerwin. I couldn't agree with you more. That is good, Kerwin. Steve Worthy says, Derrick, it's important to be seen, which means heard. Wow. Oh man, I'm from NYC, and I say and type dude. Also. You're good, man. You're good. No, listen. I
got you, Steve.
Listen, man, Steve, you're at home. You're amongst family, so you're in the right place. For the 18 of you that are on the live, I don't even know if I've ever shared this on my platform before. I've shared it on several others. I was being interviewed by I think it was the stream show with Strick and Brand. But either way, I was talking to them about being on Amazon Live, and it was about 3, maybe it couldn't have been more than 8 people live with me. As I just started, and I had just gone live, and I was doing my station identification, and pops up on the screen, somebody has followed me, because that's how it happens on Amazon Live. Somebody's followed me, and I'm getting ready to do my sound effects, because that's what I do. When people follow, I do the sound effects. So I'm getting ready to do my sound effects, and I say, hey, Jeff Bezos, thank you so much. I'm like, wait a minute, Jeff Bezos, I'm being punked. I mean, in my mind, this whole conversation is happening in a split second. I'm like, I'm being punked. Jeff Bezos has followed me, whatever. But I just kind of ran with it. Hey, Jeff Bezos, thank you so much. And somebody else typed, I think Monty was there. He was like, I need to go live right now so Jeff Bezos can follow me too. And so I'm like, let's touch and agree right now that it is Jeff Bezos. So he comes back in a second later and he's like, Kirk, you're doing well. Thank you so much. Say hi to CNN.
Get out.
That's what he said, bro.
What?
Yeah, he
that
said,
was the real Jeff Bezos?
Bruh. It was one. So the other part of the story is after I got offline, I went and checked, and he had what I'm assuming is the actual real Jeff Bezos. It's Amazon, right? I mean, how can you hack Jeff Bezos' account on Amazon?
Right.
I mean, it's his own platform. Anyway, so he went to several other platforms, several other live streamers on Amazon and followed them as well. But nobody said anything to him. He would say, hi, so-and-so. They wouldn't say anything to him. I did say something to him.
Wow.
And so he responded. So I'm the only one he actually went back and forth with.
That's cool, man.
And I was going to ignore it as well, because I was like, oh, it's probably not him. But my point is, and I think this is where Steve was going, is you can never tell who's in the audience.
You just don't know.
Yeah. You can never tell who's in the audience. A friend of mine was on Clubhouse when it first got started. She opens up a room. She titled it something about Black women. And as they're getting set up, the room hadn't even started yet. As they're getting set up, an avatar pops up, says Oprah Winfrey. And she is like, Oprah Winfrey. So then Oprah raises her hand and she pulls her up on stage. And she's like, okay, Oprah, how are you? She's like, yeah, it's me. And I'm actually curious to hear what you're going to say.
Get out.
So for a good 15 minutes, she was in a room it was only 5 people in that Clubhouse room, but one of them was Oprah Winfrey. This is the thing with live, right? That's the thing with live, is that because there is this back and forth, there's this organic thing that's happening that is greater than what you can do on your own. That is where the magic is. And that's why I'm such a proponent of live video, man. So listen, Steve, thank you so much for reminding me of that and giving me an opportunity to share that. But listen, I want to shift back my attention to our good friend here. Where I'm trying to see where you are in terms of your subscribers now. 1.99K. We want to get to that 2,000 mark.
We're going to get to that 2,000 today.
We will get to that 2,000 mark.
Let me say this. Let me tell you this much. You come to my channel, you already heard what it's about. There are 3 segments that I do as often. All of them are weekly. One of them is called Chasing the Impossible. I interview people, celebs. If you look on my channel, you'll see Fred Hammond, Sean Stockman from Boys to Men, Brian Culberson, the jazz guy, Michael De Lorenzo. I mean, you see all these cats, but I don't interview them like, oh, you're a star. I interview them and say, tell your story, because everybody feels like they can't get there. But my tagline for that segment is, every journey starts with an impossible.
Yeah, that's good.
Everything starts with that, I can't do that, or that's not possible, or I don't know how I'm going to make that. And all these people that have accomplished these great things, they did it with an impossible in mind. So I tell those stories, and there's 42 of those stories under there right now. I've been going for about a year or so now, but people that I just wanted to tell their story. And then the other one is
Michael De Lorenzo. This is the dude. I want y'all to know that this is the guy from New York Undercover, y'all.
That's the guy that was in the freaking Michael Jackson, Billie Jean video right behind Michael. That dude's a beast, man.
That's right.
D-Lo, don't sleep on D-Lo, dude. He's a beast. He's a beast. You know,
we got Fred Hammond on here. We got it's nothing but fire on here, y'all.
Dude, this week's episode's gonna be fun. I'm interviewing a lady named Beth Griffin Manley. She was on season 16 of The Voice, and she sang behind Anita Baker, Najee. I mean, she's a fire, man. She's fire. She's telling her story. But the whole point is this: if you want an inspired story, check that section. The next one is Beautiful Now Live. And that's more topical stuff, more like an interview style where you talk about a topic that's relevant and share that with people that are in there. Hicks has been there. Alicia has been there.
I love it.
All my boys have been on the show. I got to have you on the show for sure. The last one is called Life Hacks. And I do that every Monday at 8:30 a.m. You get an email from me that gives you just something to keep you, I call it productivity life hacks, but there's something that makes you go, cracking the code to a beautiful life, one video at a time.
Nice.
And you're trying to find those little nuggets that change your life in a small way. It's always something small. But
there it is.
The little hinges are the ones that hold the door, right? So you don't have to make humongous changes to make your life change. You make some small ones, and that holds the hinge big time. So that's what those videos are all about. So all that stuff comes under that blanket. So
and you're having somebody on. Looks like you're having somebody on this
Yeah, that
nine
guy
days.
is going
There's
to be
some guy
fired.
that's
That guy. So here, if you want to come see that one, what we're going to talk about, we're going to break down his story and how
okay.
that incorporates into how to build to be a Black entrepreneur. And I don't want to make it a black or white thing, but I want people to understand it's a different level of push to
Yes.
become a Black entrepreneur than just
You
to
know,
become an entrepreneur.
I think, and
It's
I
just
love
different.
that. And people are going to have to come to your show to be able to catch that conversation.
Yeah.
But what I will say here is I think that the current society is at a space where we can make that differentiation and people would get it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's where we are right now. It
Yeah.
is different to be a Black entrepreneur than just entrepreneur straight. That
It's
is
different.
a different distinction. So
It's
I love
completely
that.
different.
Man, listen, I'm hoping that you guys have got your tickets already. I'm showing you the page right here. Look,
Yes.
how it all works. Convos and Collabs. This is the after party. Grab your tickets. Join us.
After
30
party.
minutes Q&A with Derrick Floyd immediately following the live show. Following the live show is starting right now. It's starting right now. But this is what I want to say real quick to Derrick as we get ready to close this thing out is, man, thank you so much. Don't go nowhere because we're going into the after party. Just stay right where you are. Don't disconnect. We're going to go into the after party together. But I want to just say a word of thanks to you for coming through, hanging out. Man, this entire conversation was therapeutic. I'm hoping that it really hit somebody square in the chest to let them know that the focal point needs to be on you. What do you uniquely bring to the table? I received that. That is affirming in my spirit what I know God has called me to do as well. And I just appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming through.
Appreciate you, brother. Blessings to everybody coming out. Thank y'all for coming out, and we appreciate you. We really do. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, man. Well, family, what can I say? It's another one in the books, how it all works. Convos and Collabs. The month of November is done. Next week we have RK3, Robert Kennedy III, and we're going to be talking about a topic that I have been very much vocal on, and that is Amazon Live. We want to talk to you about its impact, it's the process. We're going to talk to you about all of the different things, and we want to actually go live on Amazon. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to hanging out with you guys. Looking forward to having you come back for that show. And again, keep watch. We got a lot of things coming down the pike. Masterclass is coming up on the 12th. Several things that we want to make sure that you guys can take advantage of. But one of the things I always want to share with you is these spaces, these times that we have together are not just for us to be able to have a good time and to walk away. These spaces are for us to sit, to reflect, to hear something that either reminds us of something we know or is fresh information for us to process. So take some time, think about it. Think about what are your next steps? What do I need to shift or change or tweak? How can I be just a little bit better tomorrow than I was today? And how can I share that unique person, that self that God has called me to be with the world? Listen, I'm hoping that you got a chance to peek behind the veil a little bit. You had that light bulb moment. The puzzle pieces fit together. Essentially, what we're saying is we're hoping that you were able to figure out how it all works. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, and we will see you in the next video.